Hello, everybody. My name is Marcida from Tufina Watches. Welcome to the Tufina podcast show. It's the first time that I say podcast show, but my special guest today, he suggested it, and I'm trying it. Well, I do have a very talented guy named Andre on the other line, and I found him recently, and he's a customer and a follower. Hello, Andre. Are you there?
Hello, Marcida. Pleasure being here. Thank you very much for a nice introduction. Hello, everybody.
Uh, my pleasure. It is the truth, and welcome.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, I want to say, Andre, how I found you. And I was on Instagram one day, and usually I go there and I search like hashtag Tufina or hashtag Theorema Pioneer just to see if people are posting pictures. And then I see a picture of one of our watches with a chess board. I
Oh,
click
yes.
on it. I click on it because I was so intrigued by it. And then it is a picture you have taken in Istanbul, Turkey, and
Mm-hmm.
it's beautiful. And that's how I discovered you.
That's amazing. Yes, indeed, the watch was looking so good in that picture. That's why I posted it.
Well, you have amazing pictures there. I see that you travel a lot. What do you do, Andre?
So, originally, I'm a musician and I also run a digital marketing agency in London, hence why I travel quite a bit in Europe and America as well.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
What do you play? Do you play an instrument or?
Yes, I play guitar. I've been doing it for the past 8 years or so, and at the moment, I run a band here in London. We are called Naked Canvases.
Wow, congratulations! Naked canvases. That's
Uh,
amazing.
Thank you very much.
How what kind of music do you guys play?
It's a sort of indie folk pop. Um, a bit of kind of like it has a bit of the American vibe. So at the moment, we are just discussing actually with an American label that found
Wow.
us. Yeah, and they kind of liked the vibe that it gets out because it's a mix of cultures. Because originally myself and another couple of members of the band are from Romania, and all of us moved to the UK a while back to work or develop their businesses, music, etc. So the music has kind of like a lot of influences from kind of like more cultural backgrounds, etc. So it's commercial yet with a kind of unique personality and modern as well. And yeah,
Well,
it's
I see that you're very fond of it because the way you describe it and the way you clicked and talked about it for a few seconds there without even taking a breath tells me that you are very passionate about it.
yes, indeed, it's been my passion for
The
all my life.
only the only word I know in Romanian is cefaci.
Oh yes, like how are you doing? Yes.
Yeah, how are you doing? It's amazing that we can touch the other guy that Jordan on the other podcast. He was from UK, but you're a Romanian in UK, so this is amazing. I feel like our watches kind of bring people together. Of course, music does too.
Yes, I also listened to his podcast and he mentioned about his band as well.
Yeah, it's all. I didn't plan on finding guys that are in a band. It's a coincidence.
Yeah, I think that many of your watches, because they are like super beautiful, but at the same time they all have a certain type of personality and attention to detail. And I think that, at least for me, but maybe it's something more common within kind of the people with a more artistic side, to look for these kind of things and kind of like add this touch of personality, to say so, and kind of like a fine bit of art as well
It
to
it
their
is a
outfit.
Yeah, it is a good point that you said because uh, watchmaking, the way I like to think about it, is an art on its own. You know, to come up with designs and how to know how, like an X or W or A person, they all have different likes and different. They look for different things in design, so we constantly have to come with different designs to so we can attire to a lot of people.
For sure.
Well, I love to do this podcast and I love to get the background of everybody I talk to because this way everybody can relate. We all come from different backgrounds, everybody has their own story. So it is always a pleasure to hear a little bit of a background from our customers or of our followers. I do like to mention in this podcast that you are not getting paid. This is out
Mhm.
of love and out of your good heart for me.
Yes, indeed.
Um, I as with the other podcast, I wanted to know like which model do you have? Did you buy?
So at the moment, I have the Rio skeleton model. Let me just double check if it has another. It's the GM 107.
Yes, yes, it's a see-through mechanical. You wind it. Do you like winding the watch?
Yes, I mean, I find it really interesting the way the whole mechanism works, and this is something else that I really like at it. That kind of the way that you wind it and it's visible through the screen as well, and
You see all the movements going on.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I really really like it a lot, and everybody that has noticed it, started asking questions about it
Was
at some
this
point.
the reason of it being skeleton was the main reason? That's why you purchased this watch?
Yes. So I was looking for a skeleton watch for quite a long while, and but I never kind of like committed to buying one. And then I purchased this one actually on the year of my graduation from university. Um,
Oh, so
yeah, and
it is special to you.
yes, I mean it was kind of like half my parents' gift as well because I was talking about it and I was like, oh, look what I found, and they were like, oh, okay, maybe like because like it's graduation and stuff, maybe we can give it to you as as a sort of a present as well
Oh,
if you
that's
really really like it as well.
so it's always gonna be with you and always a good memory with your parents.
Yes, for sure.
I love to hear stories like this. How long have you had the watch?
So I think about a year and a half or so.
You,
S-
I assume you're still happy with it.
oh yes.
It's
It's
a
my main watch
beautiful.
now.
It's
I
one of
was
our classical watches, and it's very beautiful. It is unique because the crown is upwards instead of in the middle.
hmm
So a lot of people find that very like a feature that they enjoy because it's not in the middle. It's like the design comes out as different and as unique.
Yes, indeed, and also the touches that it has with little stones in it, and the way they kind of like shines.
Jewels, yeah, the jewels. It has 17 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very happy that you enjoy it, and I'm sure that you get a lot of compliments. Any in particular that maybe you remember?
Um, I mean, it's always nice, you can see people that are kind of like interested in watches. For example, we always notice somebody else's. And mainly, I think that in a business world, because I mentioned I also run a digital marketing agency, so I think it's a really nice accessory to have, for an outfit. And also, I think it adds a bit of, because I also have this kind of like more artistic way of being, but at the same time, when it comes to business, I'm also a very kind of dedicated business person. So I think that this accessory, for example, in a business attire, fits in very well in kind of completing it with so no matter it's more formal or
It
more
is. It
informal.
is. You can wear it at a meeting, but you can wear it while you play your guitar and at a family dinner or at a party. It suits very well,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a big face, so it's very eye catching.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, so mainly
I
like
assume that you have recommended our Tufina store at tufinawatches.com to other people. Then
sorry, can you repeat please?
I am assuming that you have recommended our store Tufina to other people.
Oh yes. So I mean, obviously every time somebody asks about the watch and stuff, I'm mentioning about Theorema as well, and the things that you have been doing because I've been following you for quite a while now on Instagram.
Oh,
Um,
thanks. Thank
yeah,
you so much. It touches me to know that people can relate and that you guys can build a relation with the brand and with our family. And it's very beautiful. Thank you for that.
thank you as well for the very nice products that you put out.
My cousin Nistofina, the owner of Theorema and Pioneer, he's the one to be thanked actually because he comes up with the design and he produces these watches. And as I've said before, it is a family business, but he is the main guy in all of this.
Mm-hmm.
I always do like to ask people like if there is any suggestion or critique that you have, or how can we improve to do something better. We're open to anything.
So in terms of the watches, I really like it. I don't know if I have anything to add to it because I mean I had leather strap watches before,
Hmm.
but I wasn't very happy with them. But obviously they weren't like to this standard. So since having this one, I thought maybe the leather would be something that I would be not happy with long term. But if it's maintained well, I'm super happy with it. It's almost as new, and I've been wearing it for quite a while now. And it also catches the perfume, for example, on the skin quite nice. Uh,
Yes, yes. Thank you. That's a valid point because our leathers are genuine leathers.
mm-hmm,
We always, even in the blog post or podcast or here and there posts in social media, we always tell people that the leather band, as long as it's maintained and it's given a breeze here and there, like at night, if you take it off and let it breathe, and it will last you a long time. And if it is well maintained, as you said, it will catch the aroma of whatever perfume you're wearing instead of
mm-hmm,
like smelling bad like a lot of other bands do. This is not
mm-hmm.
gonna be the one smelling bad. So it's a valid point.
Yes, and otherwise, I'm super happy with the mechanism. Um, Maybe one thing that could be looked at, so it's not necessarily something that I don't like, but maybe to have one version that is automatically, so you don't have to spin it in order to be.
Oh, like we do actually, Andre, we do, and I hope I'm saying I'm sure I'm saying your name correctly, Andre.
Yep.
But we do have skeleton that are automatic. Like Newton is a skeleton automatic. Madrid, it's the newest skeleton automatic we have in store. So
Oh,
maybe you
I know
don't.
Madrid. Yeah.
Yeah, so those are like the skeleton automatic watches that I can think on top of my head right now. But yeah, because we in the beginning, Theorema and Pioneer focused on. Theorema is the one that does a skeleton and mostly mechanical and automatic skeleton, and Pioneer is the one that does more urban, more sporty feel watches.
Mm-hmm.
So in the beginning was mostly mechanical and winding, but then we noticed that people do like mechanical automatic, and we came up with models, and the newest one is Madrid and came out in March, and it was a hit. It's almost sold out.
Nice, congratulations.
Thank
Yeah, no,
you.
but again, I like the it's kind of like a tablet. It's like something that you do, and it's kind of like a. I think winding the watch is something like a little ritual around wearing it, if that makes sense. I mean,
You
it kind of like
especially you build a relation with your watch. Like nothing against quartz or battery watches, but you just put them on, put them off. With this kind of watches, mechanical watches, you have to build a relation with. You have to wind them, set them up, hear the ticking sound,
yeah, the ticket
try
song
to
is
take
amazing.
care of them. You cannot just like be as roughly with them. It becomes like your little. I don't want to say baby, but it becomes something that you care for,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where the relation starts, and that's why people get so attached with these watches.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Did you have any question for me? Because I always love to answer questions.
Yeah, so I know that you have discussed this on the other episodes, kind of, as well. But I was wondering, in terms of the watches that you produce at the moment, like, um, what are your plans in terms of, would you like to, I don't know, become, make maybe UK as your own market, or do you want to go international and kind of like try to touch every corner of the world?
Yes, Theorema and Pioneer were brands that started in 2004, and
Mm,
which is about 14 years ago. So they have established themselves pretty well. They had
mm-hmm,
partners before, like the German Elise brand or Javel, but now they are completely on their own. UK is actually one of the markets that I would say it's one of our biggest markets, and
mm-hmm,
US, Australia, I want to see our big markets, Netherlands. and we are trying to get a little bit bigger in France, Italy, Romania, Bulgaria, Canada are like top peaks that we are trying to get there, because we noticed like in the, especially the summer, and since we are from Romania, we have noticed new buyers from Romania, and we're like, oh well, like we can reach out to these folks out there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we have started like a marketing campaign in these countries stronger than before, to
Super,
to
super.
to try to make them as strong as UK, for example.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe you have a real chance. I mean, even if the brand maybe cannot be probably as strong in Romania, for example, because it would be a new country, I think
Mhm.
that the quality of the watches is really nice.
People always get attracted by them, and it doesn't matter where you're from or what's your background. I can feel like these watches are liked and bring people together. It doesn't matter. Okay, there are instances like where a model, for example, since I mentioned the automatic Newton model, doesn't do well in US, but the automatic Newton model does well in Netherlands. Like it sells a lot. So some models do sell better in some countries than the others, but
Mm-hmm.
that's why we have the marketing experts to figure that out.
For sure. Awesome. And in terms of the design, I mean, I was curious to know because you mentioned, for example, that this is a family business. So do you produce everything or try to keep everything kind of in house and design ideas and manufacture?
That's that's a great question. Yeah, it is a family business, and as I've said in other podcasts, Tufina has been in watchmaking since 1828.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin has a manufacturing outside of Hamburg and outside of Munich, and different parts of the watches are manufactured in Hamburg, and different